What's up, Internet? My name is Attack Slug, back once again with another conference chatter, this time talking about EA and Ubisoft at E3 2015. It is still Monday. I am still making a bunch of videos and still doing my damn thing here on this channel, so let's get right to it. As briefly as possible, talk about what I thought was cool or what I thought sucked at the EA and Ubisoft press conferences. Starting off with EA, who went a bit long and kept saying Battlefront, Battlefront, Battlefront. Like literally every segment was a timer saying, guess what, only 35 more minutes till Battlefront, only 25 more minutes it was like, we get it, you're gonna show us Battlefront, that's Star Wars, we understand. But they started off very strongly with a CG trailer for Mass Effect Andromeda. That's right, the brand new Mass Effect game is coming, is happening. We obviously knew it would, but not a whole lot to extrapolate from that trailer. Besides, they used a Johnny Cash song, and it's coming out holiday of 2016, so next fall. They are still pimping out Knights of the Old Republic. They're saying, hey, single player, story stuff. I mean, obviously it's still an MMO, but we're going to try to make it easier for you to get into the story. And this is a free expansion for subscribers. Now, that game is free to play, but you can subscribe, so I guess that expansion is free for people who are actually paying the money. But if you want to get that expansion and you're free to play, maybe you should consider giving them money. I don't know. I don't care about MMOs, and I'm amazed this still gets on-stage stuff at the EA press conferences. But considering what else they had in this press conference, maybe that's not that surprising. Now, the one thing I did see that looks pretty neat is Unravel. It is a physics-based 2D puzzle platformer. Now, they were like, oh, this is going to be like a brand new thing. I'm like, no, it's a physics-based 2D puzzle platformer. There are plenty of those, but it looks adorable, and it's not being made at EA internal. It almost seems like an EA Studios or a EA sponsored job, but EA doesn't sponsor, they don't have that program anymore. So I don't know where this game came from, but the dude presenting it seemed very earnest, and it certainly looked like a thing that I want to play, so I'm going to be keeping my eye on that. There was more Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2. If you played the first one, you kind of know what this is. They kind of showed this for a bit, and I kind of just started to doze off. And then it was sports. They had Pele on stage for way too long for an EA press conference. I was reminded of when Ubisoft had James Cameron for 20 minutes talking about Avatar before anyone had even seen Avatar. No, it was just him talking for like 20 minutes. It was excruciating. And don't get me wrong, nothing against Pele, but for the E3 crowd, what you want to do in a press conference, this is not what you want having Pele tell football stories. Like, nothing against him, but it's not appropriate for an E3 press conference. I will say, though, in the sports stuff, the NBA face scan they're doing, I want that in a wrestling game. Just having a cell phone camera and then moving your head, give me that, because having to deal with the face scan stuff in 2K15 took me way too damn long to make that stuff, and I would like to alleviate that this year. I know that NBA 2K, which obviously is not EA, it is the 2K stuff last year, had a thing with the PS4 camera. You can do the same thing, put it in front of your face, but that didn't make it over to the wrestling games. So hopefully this year, when they announce more features for that, they'll have some kind of a face scan. I want face scan with camera. I don't want to have to sit here with a ping file and transparencies for a wrestling game. That is a pain in the ass. Guess what? They're making a Star Wars collectible card game. And then yesterday, at Bethesda, there was an Elder Scrolls collectible card game. The moral of the story here is Hearthstone is big money. Everyone wants that Hearthstone money. They showed off Mirror's Edge Catalyst, which they had announced a couple days ago as kind of a reimagining, reboot, etc., that Fate's not going to have any guns, or not going to want to use guns, but more importantly, open world Mirror's Edge coming February of 2016. I really enjoyed the first Mirror's Edge. I know it didn't sell that great, and it kind of seems like EA saying, okay, DICE, we need you on Star Wars, but your little passion project, we'll let you do that, just to kind of, so you don't go crazy only making games for Star Wars and Battlefield just each and every year. And they closed their show with Battlefront, and it felt like forever to get there. Like, this woman is talking, and they're showing like concept art screenshots, and it's like, and here's the game. It's like, it wasn't the game, it's things we had seen before. It took them forever to just show the goddamn game, and they finally showed it, and it looks like Hoth, and it's, you know, Battlefront. It's first person, third person. It's basically Battlefield with a Star Wars skin. but it looked fun, so I'm not gonna hold anything against it. I'm sure it'll be great. But that entire build up for that show, and here's like 5 minutes of Star Wars, or like 8 minutes of Star Wars, like that. It seemed like a lot of the stuff that they had last year, where it's like it's not ready yet. Like, where was the Criterion? Where was that weird vehicle game that they showed last year, kind of in like the wireframe stuff? Like, where was that? I want to see that. But I guess this year for racing, it's just Need for Speed, so is what it is. Moving along to Ubisoft. Ubisoft. Moving on to a game I did not expect. That's right, they're making a sequel to South Park: The Stick of Truth, which was a fucking amazing game. And this game is called South Park: The Fractured Butthole. The Fractured Butthole. It is literally a sequel to The Stick of Truth. They brought out Matt and Trey on stage. That was fantastic. I loved Stick of Truth, so more of that. Looks like this time instead of fantasy, they're going into like superheroes. So there are plenty of jokes to be made at the expense of the current crop of superhero movies. And super excited. Hopefully it won't take as long as the last one took. And it looks like Obsidian is not making it. It is Ubisoft San Francisco. So yeah. So no more Obsidian, which, you know, all right. They made a crack about the battle system sucking, so if that was a crack at Obsidian, then that's kind of fucked up. But certainly, obviously, if the engine already exists, then kind of just, you know, improve upon it and give us a new game that was South Park. All right, I'm on board. In typical Ubisoft fashion, we have a brand new game on stage. It is called For Honor. It looks like they took Mountain Blade and like Chivalry and like added some Dynasty Warriors, but maybe it's a MOBA. Like, it was not. It was like a 4-on-4 with giant armies, and I couldn't really tell what kind of game it was. They kept saying, "Oh, it's a new genre," and I'm like, "This looks like a bunch of other games I've already seen." So I don't really know what the hell that is. But anytime there's a new IP and new stuff from anybody, I'm excited. But speaking of not excited, they're making an expansion to The Crew. Did anybody like The Crew? Did anyone play The Crew? Like, I had done the beta, and it was not a fun game. It didn't know what it wanted to be, and now we've got dirt bikes and monster trucks, and it's The Crew Wild Run expansion, and who's gonna buy that? Who's gonna play that? I don't even know. But, it was followed up with a cat with a flamethrower riding a unicorn, which was revealed as, and I quote, Trials Fusion Awesome Level Max, which is apparently a new Trials Fusion expansion pack of tracks. 30 tracks coming out July 14th. That's really soon. And you guys know I am a huge fan of Trials Fusion, and this just looks like a completely insane thing. And as much complaints as I had about the DLC, if they price this right, then that's fantastic. We got more fake in-game chatter between teams playing The Division. That's coming out next year. They announced a new Anno, which I don't ever play those, but that's like a city-building thing. It's Anno 2205 coming out this year. That's like a PC deal. I think most companies at this point have realized that trying to get into the pageantry of E3 in your press conferences is kind of a mistake, and you probably shouldn't be doing it, but Ubisoft never quite got that memo. So we had Jason Derulo on stage doing his hit song to promote Just Dance 2016, and it was just like, it's Ursher, baby. Like, don't bring out a music act on stage at E3 in your press conference, because if you're trying to play to the crowd there, it's a crowd full of press. It's a crowd full of people who work for the company. They do not care. And if you're an artist trying to motivate that crowd to get up and down, it's not going to happen. Just stone face. Just don't do it. Just don't. I understand you have a dancing game. Just don't do it. They also announced a streaming service, which is a thing that they should have had a long time ago, and is actually a very smart business move. But seriously, don't bring out musicians on stage at E3. Rainbow Six Siege, still on track, beta in September. P.S. It has a story. What? Trackmania on consoles, Trackmania on consoles, Trackmania Turbo on consoles. Trackmania on consoles could be cool, I don't know. But Trackmania very much a heavily PC thing, so without having the insanity that is Trackmania on PC. I'm not sure how it's going to translate, but it is coming to console, so cool. Assassin's Creed Syndicate. This is a game that if you know you already want it, then you know you already want it. Personally, I clocked out. I checked out on Assassin's Creed a long time ago, so have fun with that. And finally, brand new game announcement. We're going for the Tom Clancy 3-peat. There was Rainbow Six Siege, there was The Division, and there is Ghost Recon Wildlands. It was this giant open world, team-based, mercenary style game that looked super awesome. I'm not sure how it's actually going to play. I'm not sure how it's going to actually pan out to be as awesome as the trailer, because we all know how awesome that original Watch Dogs trailer looked, and it didn't quite meet up to those expectations. But Ubisoft, I gotta love you for trying. I gotta love you for always going big, but really, just from me to you, Ubisoft, if anybody in Ubisoft watches this video, the whole thing where it's like everyone's playing and then it pans out to the whole world, stop doing that. Stop doing that. It is so played out. At this point, you expect it. Stop doing that. So notable by its absence. Watch Dogs 2? Like, wasn't it supposed to be like spring? I guess it's not spring, but no Watch Dogs 2. So that's, you would assume they're going to make more Watch Dogs, but not yet. So Ghost Recon's Wildlands, obviously no date for that, and obviously it's still super early, so perhaps we'll see more of that next E3. But that's going to do it for EA and Ubisoft E3 2015. As always, I am your host, Tax Slug. I'm going to do one more of these today. It's going to come up late tonight because it's Sony, and Sony goes from like 9 p.m. to 11 p.m., so expect that late tonight, like maybe 1 in the morning or some shit like that. And then tomorrow, Nintendo. I don't know if I'm going to do Square Enix or not. I might not. It's Square Enix, and most of what they announce I really don't care that much about, but I'm going to watch it and see if there's anything actually I want to talk about or not. Either way, that's, my ongoing E3 coverage. I've got a bunch more Wii U demos to play, so look forward to those. I'm going to get out as much of those tomorrow as I possibly can, as long as my voice holds out. And, yeah, I'm your host, Tax Slug, and stay tuned for more. Stay tuned next time, and stay tuned to this channel, and I'm out.